Did you not read the colony policy that defined you as company property? That wavered your say in autonomy. The conglomerates got you in lock and key. We are a family forged in bureaucracy. No I in teen, but there's con in economy. Were you expecting adventure? Were you hoping for fun? My friend, you're indentured and pleasures exempt from your tenure, so venture back down to your slum. You should have read the fine print, my friend. Should have read the fine print. You should have read the fine print, my friend. Should have read the fine print.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome back to Manapot Studios. I am your GM for the evening, Kyron Rossmore, he, him, where I am running the crew of the Fool's Gold through the Starfinder campaign, Adventure Path Fly 3 or Die, in a stream we're calling All the Glitters Explodes. Let us, as always, introduce the crew, starting with Flimsy.
Hello, I'm JStation64, pronouns he, him, playing Flimsy the Dwarf Mechanic. And Flimsy's just jamming to some tunes right now. It's all good.
Hi everyone, I am Krifu Bernal. My pronouns are he, him, and I am playing Yeva, the Sarkeesian witch warper, whose pronouns are she, her. Yeva thinks she might have heard something, is looking over at the our good pilot for confirmation, and is a little freaked out about the sounds she's hearing down the hall.
And Trix.
Yo, Crit Commissions, I'm playing Trix, space pirate extraordinaire, who is on the one hand stuffing her face and the other hand realizing that the stuff of night bears is a board.
And Jahir.
I'm Retro Ted. I play Jahir, who is a Kasatha soldier. And Jahir has been stuck in the corridor with this thing for a week. So you've got it good.
Let's just remind you what these things look like. What are... All right. Unfortunately, we do not have a pack facts for you this week. There's some confusion, and also we're not entirely sure what to talk about at the moment. So we're just going to leave it for this week. Hopefully there'll be a pack facts next week. In the meantime, where we left off the crew, so they last session had landed on the planet of Vesk 2, traded in the cargo that they had brought, including the black hearts. They didn't negotiate the sale of everything else, and took off from this Vesk 2 and traded that in at the Conqueror's Forge, where they sold it off and also started to make arrangements for upgrades to the Fool's Gold. They were completed at the time, although because of paperwork, we didn't actually finalize what those upgrades would be. We'll cover them probably after combat. And then Flimsy got a contact from one of their old trading buddies. I can't remember their name. Ronkari?
Bartholomew. No.
Ronkari Cask.
Ronkari, who offered to take their remaining cargo off them at a reasonable price, and they also offered Flimsy a bit of a side job. They were stretched for time and needed Flimsy to take a couple of crates and take them on board or pick them up from space in orbit around Vesk 2, or in orbit around somewhere, and then drop them off in orbit around another planet where they set off the beacon and hopefully, get paid. Unfortunately, to a certain degree, while they were traveling to the destination for the cargo, Jahir was resting in their quarters and heard something. Trix and Yether also heard something from the bridge. And, well, that's where we left it. Yether have come out of their cabin quarters and come face to face with this stuff of nightmares, I do believe Trix refers to them as.
Stuff of nightmares.
And Flimsy is just in the workshop putting together a new beacon because they let Jahir smash up the old one. Let's roll some initiative. How about that? Does that sound like a plan?
Mm-hmm. What does this creature sound like, if I can ask?
Sorry, you yawned there. What does it sound like?
So nothing.
Maybe it's so high pitched we can't hear it.
That checks out.
Well, the GM mic's gone. We don't realise. We've only just found
I mean, can you hear me?
Can you now? Can now, yeah. Were you making a noise for the creature?
I was actually making a noise.
Oh, no, we just got a
It's
silence.
legitimately not coming through. Wow.
No.
Did you blow out your own filters?
It wasn't even all that loud as far as I was aware. I mean, it might be white noise detection, I suppose. And, yeah, anyway. All right.
Does mean if the GM's ever killed by a scary monster, we'll never know.
You might see me being killed by a scary monster.
He's a mimic.
But we won't know because your background will hide it.
Yeah. I mean, fair. Okay. Top of the initiative is Trix. You're aware of something going on, but you're not sure what at this stage. And you also, if nothing else, you need to make sure that the ship doesn't fly off into an asteroid.
Yeah, for some reason I thought we were face to face with the stuff of nightmares earlier, but that's fine. I need to shove us in autopilot for a wee spell. Can I do that?
Yeah, that'll be your action.
Mm-hmm. Then for my move, I have to be boring. There we go. I'm gonna dash out. Oh boy.
Trix?
I hear noises.
I think you might even have line of sight on it from... Oh, no, you don't. Not from there.
No, not yet.
I like the idea that Trix hears noises and runs towards the arcane laboratory.
All right. So something somewhere happens. Something somewhere happens.
Oh, God.
I mean, you don't know what's going on. Jahir, you see this creature and it just flies over at you and starts clawing and biting at your face. I said clawing first, so we'll go with the claw. For a 13 to hit.
Miss.
And it just is flying right up in your face. It seems to have these very sharp fangs that poke out of its mouth, and its claws they look to be razor sharp. But there's everything that they can do this round. Jahir, you're up.
It's not an action to talk and to shout, is it?
No.
No. I'll just be like, guys, did one of you feed the goblins after midnight? Because we've got some weird bat thing down here trying to kiss my face. FYI, it's Jahir. Well, no, I'm Jahir, obviously. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to hit it. He waits for like half a second to wait to see if anyone says don't, and then just smacks it one. What sword are we going to use today? I've got so many choices, it's ridiculous. We're going to go with... I think it deserves a bone sword, so we're going to smack it with the bone sword today. Just try and lop off a wing, I think. Make sure I targeted it. That is a 14 to hit.
I have it covered up. That is unfortunately a miss.
Okay.
Narrowly, it just sort of like bobs out of the way as your blade comes down towards it.
Trying to kiss my face.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I'm going to give it a hard stare.
All right. And could you make me a perception check?
I can't because I can't remember where perception is. It's been a whole week, people. There it is. 7.
Yeah, this thing is just sort of like screeching and clawing at your face, distracting you too much from making a useful perception check. I just need to make a couple of rolls. Don't worry about them.
I don't think.
Oh, shoot, I didn't mean to do that. There we go.
Here's been damaged accidentally, metaphysically speaking.
He tripped and fell.
All right. And Yeva, you are up.
Yeva sees Trix, run out the door and turns to the doors that she's on and begins moving as well. So 20, 30, and then she'll take a second action to continue moving. There we go. So a full 60 feet. Right.
It's only. Okay, cool.
I don't know if she's stomping down, because she weighs actually a lot. So yeah, she's stomping through these corridors, but luckily they're pretty wide, so she's not squeezing or anything. And she kind of skids to a halt here and goes, "Hey, what the heck is that?"
Maybe a life science check.
Not trained.
Well, maybe you've heard of these things.
We'll see. My red +1. Nope, that's a 3.
You have no idea.
I always skipped class in biology.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a life science. Yeah, it's a life science. It's not a mysticism. All right, Flimsy, you are up. Maybe a perception check.
I'd like to think that I heard it on the comms, but how loud is the volume?
You'd never mute your ear, would you?
13 from Flimsy?
As you say that you're likely to hear it on the comms, you've probably got some wireless headphones that also patch into your comms unit. So Jahir's protests will have come over the music that you're listening to.
I'm glad I got that in the right priority order. Has Flimsy finished repairing the drill?
Yes, he would have done.
Cool. Then we'll heft it up as it went out into the hallway and see Eva making their way down and then take another action to move again. What's going on, Eva?
She just points.
At Jahir, because Flimsy can't see anything else.
Jahir stabbing things again.
Just to be thrashing around.
Something about the
drill.
Goblins.
That's Flimsy done.
All right. Top of the round is Trix.
Oh yeah. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
So as far as you're
Over there?
moving,
Eee. And now that I know where it is, I'm just gonna do a standard shoot. Do-do-do.
Do-do-do.
Do-do-do. Yeah, that is my pistol.
That is a hit with a 24.
Yeah. Pew pew.
For a good solid 4 points of fire damage. As your laser cuts out and it screeches loudly when it is struck.
Yeah.
All
What is
it? Make me a life science check.
No. I am untrained, so it's technically a 10.
You're not sure. You've heard of similar creatures, although you don't really know much about them. You believe it's a Skreeling.
Oh, guys, I think it's a Skreeling. What's a Skreeling?
You skipped that part. You recognize it from the pictures, but
I just remembered it because it had a cool name.
This is a Skreeling. Does that mean there's a full-grown Skree out there somewhere?
There is a full-grown Skree out there somewhere.
all right. Somewhere something happens. Oh wait, no. Skip too far. There we go. All right. Let's try biting Jahir's face. You all see it swoop in and bite at Jahir's face for a 21.
It hits.
All right. Take 7 points of face bitey damage.
No, my face.
It's kind of damage.
And you feel these sort of like razor sharp fangs just bite into you, and you feel like if it could, it would tear your skin open and make you bleed, but for some reason at the moment it's not doing that.
Jeez.
Pleasant.
Jahir, you're up.
Can I, as it does this, can I sort of try and grab it out the air?
You can try and grab it if you so desire.
I need for that.
You will need to make me a melee attack.
Oh, that was nearly a 3, but changed to a 23.
Nice.
Second. And you manage to grapple this creature and restrict its movements. Oops. I've just grappled you here. That's not the
I
right
grappled
one.
myself.
It's the
I just
problem
want
with too many
someone to
arms.
hold me.
All he wants
All
is a
right.
hug.
It is now considered grappled. You cannot move. You cannot take two-handed actions. You take a -2 penalty to your AC. Most attack rolls, reflex saving throws, initiative checks, dex-based skill checks, dex-based skill and ability checks, and you cannot make any attacks of opportunity. So that is essentially stuck in place for the moment. You hear... What do you hear? Everybody make me some perception checks.
9.
22.
21 from Flimsy.
Flimsy tricks. You can hear some metallic rending from the cargo hold.
That's more than just a paint job.
All right. Yeva, you're up.
Yeva's too busy muttering to herself in Sarkeesian as the iridescent glow appears underneath her fringe. And as a full round action, she rips open the space-time continuation. And that same dimension of needles appear from behind the Skreeling. And she casts Puncture Veil. So no save. No save, so it's going to do 2d4 piercing damage and gain bleeding 2 for 3 rounds.
And it doesn't get a save on that?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
6
hit
points
me
of
as well.
damage.
No, it doesn't.
It does. Spell resistance does come into play.
There is no spell resistance. Though you've actually had a spell resistance creature so far once, haven't you? I think that was a drow.
Oh my god, was it? Blech.
I seem to remember something happening where it was like, roll me a spell resistance check, but I think that was a drow.
So the I feel like every time she does it, it's some sort of different needle-filled universe. And so the needles in this one are like all these strange, organic, spiny-looking needles, and like 2 of them just go straight into the back, into its wings, and blood starts dribbling out.
Nice. All right. Do you have a status effect that you can apply to it for the bleed?
No.
Okay, no worries. Flimsy, you are up.
Maybe if I hit this attack button?
I think it might have
No,
been a
that'll
plus
just
one
make
for
an
you.
attack roll.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything. But then the
Alright, no
damage
worries.
does have this red thing on it, so it does anyway. I don't.
That's
think
just to say that it's damage.
okay.
So seeing this, well, running down into the corridor that everyone's pointing at and firing into, Flimsy's going to fire up this new excavator drill and pointing it worryingly at Jahir's back, I guess.
Oh no! Jahir's wrestling around with it in the air, trying to hold it still, and it actually gives you a bit of a bonus.
Oh, okay. Maybe turns around just in time to try and take a shot with this new device. Bit targeted.
Are you using your profession minor ability?
No, thankfully I can just roll with long arms proficiency. He kind of whispers to himself, "Please don't hit the ship, please don't hit the ship," and fires an excavation laser.
Here's okay, just don't hit the ship.
It's 6 to hit. That's not with the bonuses, or is that baked in?
Oh, that's baked in.
You get a +1.
Also,
coordinated
could
shot.
you just... +1 from the coordinated shot. It should be baked in its grapple. No. I mean,
Either
a
way,
6 is going to
dice.
Yeah, it's not going to hit in the month of Sundays. And as you let off this excavation later, you just tear a gouge down this corridor right into the wall. Could you just double check the properties of that? Because a laser, I do believe, should be targeting EAC rather than KAC.
It's penetrating. I don't think the difference, but I will look up the actual device itself now.
Yeah, I don't think penetrating just means it bypasses hardness.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right. Top of the next round is Trix.
Trix is going to run down the corridor, doing a snazzy little wall jump as she goes. Yeah. For a 14, so that's the trick attack's not going to go off.
Trick attack does not go off, Neil.
But let's see if she can shoot it. For a 20 to hit.
That will indeed hit.
That's 5 points of damage to the Skreeling. She's going to look and go, Flimsy, open the doors.
All right. Is that trick's done?
Yes.
Okay. And you can hear within the cargo hold a very distinct rending of metal as something is just torn aside out of the metal itself. Okay, it is this guy's go. Here. I think for the moment he's just going to try and bite at Jahir's face rather than trying to break free. Just keep biting in there. Nope, that's a miss. As you saw, like you're grappling it, you're trying to keep it held close to you to maintain a grip, but at the same token, you're also trying to pull it away from you as you just see these gnashing more. It's all like trying to bite at your face.
And the bleed.
The bleed happens on your turn or its turn?
At the start of its turn.
On the start of its turn. Okay, let me just. Right, so put that into there, and the start of its turn is 20, and put that duration down. Okay. Jahir, you are up.
Is the needle dimension thing still open in front of me, or is that dormant?
Oh no, it's just for a brief 6 seconds.
Yeah. When he saw that, he was thinking about just feeding it to the thing as an offering to appease the weird hole that keeps opening up in front of him. He's just going to go for. He's just going to hold it in one hand and just repeatedly punch it in the face with the battle glove in the other hand. So.
If one of the things is, if you don't maintain the grapple as an action, you will lose the grapple on it, as it were.
Right, so I can't attack and grapple it.
I'd be allowing to say that you can do as a full round action, you can grapple it with one and punch it with the other. But you take a -4 to both.
Could we say that I slam it into the wall then? Would that be a compromise?
When you say slam it into the wall, you're just trying to grab hold of it and slam it into the wall. As part of the grappling it.
No. I didn't realise you couldn't do both. I thought I could hold it in one hand and then punch it with the other hand.
Apparently, this is where things like the Vibro Garrote come in, which allow you to attack whilst something's grappled.
Yeah, no, right.
Which I didn't know about. That's quite cool.
So yeah, if you need to maintain the grapple, which is essentially one attack, and then you can attack. So you could either do this as a full round and grapple it and punch it, or you can choose to just grapple it or just punch it.
Well, I've already made the attack roll, so I'll just go with it. I'll just sort of let it go and try and punch it as I let it go.
Yep. So that is a definite hit.
It's 24 with the battle gloves. For a 10.
And as you punch into it, you can feel that its skin is very thick, leathery. Hide is just resisting your gauntlets somewhat. As it starts to, as you punch it, it twists and claws and scratches, and you unfortunately lose your grip on it. All right, Yeva, you're up.
Yeva, she sees that it's pretty heavily damaged. And she saw Trix run down and shout about opening the doors. So she can't really squeeze past without getting in the way here. Well, can I? If I move... No, I'll be right on top of them with 30 feet. So I think I'm going to stay. She's going to stay where she is. Maybe like move 5 feet up here so she's a little bit more centered. Pull out her laser pistol and see if she can't take a shot on the Skreeling.
All right, you get a +1 for the coordinated strike.
Perfect. So she, this 15-foot tall woman, stares down the sight of her laser pistol and takes a shot. Oh, and that's a 22 to hit.
Yeah.
I went for a bit of a walk, but nice. 22 does indeed hit.
This is the lens pistol. Because I always forget I have that. And 3 points of damage.
Nice. Cool. It's chipping away. You're getting there. It's looking pretty rough at the moment.
Cool.
Flimsy, you're up.
Flimsy's just going to say, I don't want to see, but then tap his wrist device and open the doors to the cargo bay if possible.
All right. You open up the cargo bay, and Flimsy, from your angle, you don't see anything but Trix. You see two of the Skreelings there that have been trying to tear apart one of the cargo containers.
Oh, that's ours.
Did I close it again, Trix?
No.
Was that an action to open the doors?
What else do you want to... you just want to shoot?
Yeah, that's all good.
Yeah, I'll allow you to shoot. Move action to open it, because you've got it customized on your compad that it's just like, open door.
And change some dials on the laser to be more of a narrow beam to try and get a better shot of this thing. Please don't damage the ship. Please don't damage the ship. Is there any negatives for firing past Jahir?
No, none in this case. It's kind of flapping around Jahir's head, and Jahir knows that the shot is incoming.
Ooh.
Drop one.
Go into the back of his head.
And it dives off to its right, your left, and you just put a gouge in the wall on the opposite side of the corridor. The most dangerous thing to the ship is Flimsy.
This is why I didn't go into mining.
We just peeled the plastic off the walls.
All his moaning about is ruining the ship, and he's the one to do it. I'm loving the irony. But seriously, the cargo's in danger.
All right, Trix, you are up.
Trix is gonna run the length of the cargo hold, or half the length of the cargo hold.
That is that's a width of the cargo hold.
Yeah, it's just with the null space going a bit funny.
No, the null space extends out horizontally.
She's gonna do a nice little jump as she turns around, 360 no scoping, but fails drastically. It's okay, no one can see it. I'm cool. I don't know what that is.
That is, you shot Skreeling 10 and Skreeling 16. I'm guessing you meant just 16?
I did mean just 16.
Okay, that is a hit on just 16.
5 points of damage. Max damage.
Hey!
Whole 5 points.
And then... you can start to see from inside the cargo container more of these talons just poke out and start trying to rip open the cargo container from the inside.
Oh, they're in the cargo. The Skreelings are the cargo.
I just closed the thing that I needed open. Math ahead, okay. And 16 is going to come flying over.
At first, I thought you were going to say that 16 more of these things pop out.
Yeah.
Skreeling 16 flies over and is going to make a claw attack at you, Trix, as it just swoops in, rakes its claws over your face. I forgot to target you. So how does a 19 to hit feel?
Ooh, a 19 will feel like it hits.
It feels like it hits for 5 points of damage.
Ow, these things are as fast as I am. No fair.
All right. Skreeling 10 is
Bleed.
going... it should be automatically bleeding, and I don't know why it isn't. It bleeds a little. All over the floor, Flimsy.
Nice.
Getting a rustic look.
It's going to move to the side of Jahir and try and batter them back with the claws. If there are 13 to hit, that is not going to hit Jahir in a month.
Yep.
So Jahir, it is over to you.
What is it with their things for faces? As it flies past me, I'm just going to try and kebab it with my long sword. So maybe we can flambe it later. That is a 12.
12 unfortunately doesn't hit the Skreeling. As it Skreelings up to the ceiling. And your swipe just goes under it.
Can I move? Oh no. That's
What?
fine. It's fine. I was going to say I was going to run down the corridor, but then it's fine. It's fine.
You can run down the corridor if you want. Sorry, I should check these things.
Right. Would it get an attack of opportunity?
It is likely to try and make an attack of opportunity against you.
Yeah. Yeah. Jahir's going to go for it.
We've got this, Jahir, don't worry about it.
I've forgotten what my movement is. I haven't walked for so long, I've forgotten how far I can walk. 30 feet, there you go. So he's just going to run down the corridor down to the cargo bay where he
And as it moves out of as you move out of its range, it makes one final bite attack at you, unfortunately misses, and you start making your way down to the cargo hold.
Good.
All right. Having been offended by the presence of life, this one is going to come over to Trix and also try and claw into Trix.
Oh, they're so fast.
For 16.
That's a just.
Oof, max damage, 8 points of damage.
My suit's looking a bit scratched up.
How are you doing? You're doing fine.
Almost.
All right. And with taking a few scratches out of Trix, it is now over to Yeva.
Yeva's got her lens pistol in her hand. She's gonna aim one more time. And let's see how this goes.
That actually ran through my head before you said it. I'll song it.
A 10 misses and another scorch mark in the wall of the hallway. Sorry, Flimsy.
Your shots are just glinting down the walls, warming it up slightly. He's got a mining laser. It's just gouging into the walls.
Stop damaging the walls.
Instead of saying sorry, she gives you a dirty look. Are you still wearing headphones?
It's a good beat. I know.
All right.
This track.
Flimsy.
Flimsy's going to look down at the mining laser and be like, "Oh, I've got it on dispersal spray. 1 second," and switch over to blast, and then tap on his rune eyepiece to try and get a better lock on it now. Jahir's out of the way for a +1, which they've had anyway, I think so far, but hopefully trying to get a better shot at this. Come on, there's only so much corridor left. There we go. For a 5 on the dice for 10 to hit.
You scorch into the ceiling, and so like all these wires start dangling down, sparking away.
No.
My beautiful ship.
You know, its biggest enemy was its own engineer.
I've become everything I ever hated.
Definitely think he should be taking psychic damage from the damage to the ship.
All right, Trix, you are up.
Rock in a hard place. Trix is gonna book it. She's not gonna provoke off number 16, but she will provoke off Skreeling 12.
Okay, Skreeling 12 is going to try to bite at you as you leave. It fails entirely as it bites out at you as you cartwheel away.
Yeah, doing the whole really impractical backflipping thing.
So fast.
That's where the style comes in, though. It's 28 for the trick attack.
And that is a successful trick attack.
And somewhere is I have put my guns. There they are. Ooh.
Oof, unfortunately, it misses.
Yeah. Interestingly, you can cock your dice in Fantasy Grounds. Because that was between 14 and 6 for me. Then I was just like, what is it?
All right. I believe that's you're done, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And more scratching and clawing from inside the cargo case. And it seems to almost be torn to sunder, and another Skreeling may enter the fight soon. But until then, Skreeling 16 is going to be flying to there and is going to try to bite at Trix. Oof, nearly a natural 20. It rolled down to a natural 2. 11 to hit Trix.
Oh, no.
All right. Oof.
All the noises you don't want the GM to make.
Last round for bleed damage. 3 rounds?
I fixed the bleed damage, so it actually took effect that time.
Nice. Damn, I was hoping. Hey. A little bleed is better than nothing.
80 feet or something like that. On laser rifles, you don't need to worry too much. And this Skreeling is going to move towards Yaver. And try to just claw out at your wonderful face for a 20, dirty 20 to hit.
Not the face.
As you take 6 points of slashing damage. It's just your arms are all torn up from that. Jahir, you are up.
Oh, wow. I was going to shoot one of them, but I've just realised there's one right next to me. So I'm just going to move forward. And he does cross his mind to shut the door, but I think he needs to hone his skills a bit more. So he's going to start. He's going to bring the clear sword in again and try and lop its wings off. Target. Should I get the right sword? That is a 26 to hit.
26 will indeed hit.
And that is 11 damage.
Nice.
So he's trying to chop his wing off, basically.
Action. That's not right.
None of this is right.
Oh, wait, Trix, had you done some damage? You had done some damage to it.
I had, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
5 points.
right, that's why. So Jahir, you again feel some resistance as you try to cut into it, and it's all like just squirms out from under your blade, and it doesn't feel like it's doing as much damage as it could have. Yeah, we see the true extent of their movement speed, and as it flies towards Trix, it doesn't quite make it. So unfortunately, it has to spend an extra extra action moving up to Trix. They're almost, but not quite as fast as you. All right, that is Skreeling 12. Yeva, you're up.
Yeva, she's got this thing right up in her face. So she does not like that. She's going to take a 5-foot step back. A nice long 5-foot step. And shoot with the lens pistol. I don't want to use another pierce reality on this thing since it's so close. Pew! 13 for a miss.
Yeah, it just goes wide. It's a little bit of a difficult angle where it's like bobbing back down around the corridor.
Also not the world's best shot.
Well, speaking of not the world's best shots, here's Flimsy.
This damn thing's costing me half the corridor. There's a button here that says prospector mode. I'm going to press it. I'm going to do a full round attack because this thing apparently isn't unwieldy, which is surprising to me, but there you go. It's +1. Does that apply to a full round attack? Both the attacks, I guess?
Yes, it does. I think. That was just the one attack, though.
Yeah, I pressed the attack button.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Oh no, your F attack should have a 2 in there, I think. Wait.
Is it doing weird things?
It might be doing weird things. We'll take... anyway, the first shot is a miss. Give yourself a -3 for the next shot and just use the base attack.
Nope.
Flimsy is just not on point. He's too scared about not hitting the ship and trying to home in on this monstrous bat that keeps flying around, and every time you think that it's just resting somewhere for a moment, you pull the trigger and whoop, it's out of there.
Flimsy's concerned because he knows that the airlock is behind that wall.
All right, top of the round is Trix.
I don't like the way they clearly think my blood is delicious. Trix is gonna zigzag. I can't zigzag. Oh, I can zigzag. There we go.
All right.
Provoking off one of them, but not both.
Which one are you not provoking from?
I'm not provoking 16.
All right. You're not provoking 16, so 12 is going to try to bite at you. For a hit this time.
Yeah, even with mobility, that's going to hit me.
Oh, yeah, you've got mobility, don't you? Sorry.
I do.
6 points of damage as Trix zigzags away, pinballing themselves up the corridor.
But my trick attack failed on a 19, so I'm just going to shoot. Ooh, with a natural 1.
Natural 1, unfortunately, Jahir seems to be... You're concerned about hitting Jahir in the back. As much as you appreciate he might not mind too much, you do try to take it careful.
I wasn't sure if Trix was zigzagging to dodge Flimsy's beams that are flailing down the corridor.
Little column A, little column B. And you hear just out of the corner of your eye, you see another one of these Skreelings burst from a cargo container.
Yikes.
And then start to move towards the doorway. That's a momentary distraction as this one sort of like starts clawing at your face for 16 on Jahir. Sorry, I know that I had tricks targeted, but 16 does that hit you? KAC.
EAs? No, not KAC.
Okay, so it misses as you're sort of like, you're getting used to fighting these things, and it's all like tries to go in for a bite, and you just jab it in its jaw, causing it to reel away. It is now this guy's turn. One of you seems to be moving away. That's no fun. The other one, so it's going to try and target the other one of you guys and bite you in the face, Flimsy, for a 26 to hit.
That might hit.
For max damage on Flimsy's beard.
Not the beard.
All right, Jahir, you are up.
Jahir is going to be desperately trying to keep these things in that room while shouting to Flimsy to shut the door and vent. And then while he's using 3 arms to keep these things in this area, he's going to bring the infinity rifle up and try and shoot the one that's sucking on Flimsy's beard. If I may.
You're shooting the one behind you.
In my head, he's sort of trying to keep them there, and then he's sort of looking over his shoulder.
Yeah, I'm not fussed about which one you want to try and shoot. It's just if you do use a ranged weapon in melee, they're going to take attacks of opportunity against you.
Yeah, that's fine, because I think Jahir would want them to shut the doors and vent out.
Yep. Okie dokie.
Jahir's a hero.
The plan. It is an 18.
That is a hit.
And that is a 8.
8 to hit. And as it strikes this Skreeling, it falls to the floor dead as the 2 behind you take attacks of opportunity. Against you, Jahir. We're going to claw on both of them. Say 22 and a 27 to hit.
Yeah, go on then. Oh, that's
Disgusting.
And that is 7 and 6 points of damage respectfully.
Yep.
It's
like bloody nose.
Slight bloodiness. All right, and over to this Skreeling 12. It is going to move up and around you, Jahir. You do have an attack of opportunity on it.
He's a bone sword. Oof. 9.
Doesn't quite make contact as it moves around and tries to bite you in the face once more. And fortunately misses as, again, you sort of like get your bone sword up and just like place it across its jaw, trying to keep it back from you. Yeva, you are up. The one in front of you is dead and down and dying.
Good. She sees the shot, come from around the corner, and we'll start moving down that way, taking her full movement speed there, 30 feet. And as she comes around the corner here, is it just a little too far? Hazard, it is 25 plus 5 feet, so yeah, it's a little too far. So instead, she'll just rip open. We're gonna stick with the organic spiny pierce, a dimension full of needles, just so that we can keep it the same dimension every encounter. And she'll throw it on the one in the far back here, as that a universe, that dimension of needles opens back up, and she does 4 points of damage, and it's going to take bleeding 1 for 3 rounds.
Bleeding 1 for 3 rounds on Skreeling 5.
Because it wasn't a full round action this time. It's a good spell. I mean, it's not an insane amount of damage, but it's got no save. I mean, it's literally...
It scales as you level as well, I believe.
Yeah, it does.
So yeah, that's automatically going to happen now that I've got the syntax right for it. Okay. And is that your turn?
That is my turn.
All right. Flimsy.
Seeing Jahir heroically not only hold the other one's back, but then reach back and embarrassingly kill the one that Flimsy's torn up the entire corridor trying to hit unsuccessfully for however many rounds have been in the combat for. It's going to...
Oh, you took 5 shots.
5 shots. Slam the doors closed if possible. And then shout to Yeva and Trix, because I feel like Jahir might be a little bit busy. Like, should I flush it?
Yeah, maybe.
Do you think we could sell the corpses at least?
It's better than trying to sell our corpses. And then is gonna try and flush the airlock if possible.
You're gonna vent the airlock
and hope these things can't breathe in space.
Make a point. Okay. And so yeah, that's going to be pretty much your entire round, because you're closing one door and opening 2 others as you see the airlock, the massive cargo airlock at the back of the ship just slam open. All the oxygen, these 2 Skreelings just get vented out into space. They're gone. And you see all manner of cargo and debris just venting out of the airlock. Could you make me a profession check, Flimsy?
Oh, God.
I don't think I need to make a check to decide whether or not this was a good quartermaster decision.
This is for how well you secured the rest of the cargo.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, here comes this dice I've been rolling all day.
We did buy special...
Oh, yeah.
It's a natural 20 from Flimsy. Just when he needed it.
So the cargo lifter doesn't go out the airlock. The rest of the crates do not go out the airlock. All that goes out the airlock is the debris from the crates that you now assume, given what Trix was saying, have been cracked open. That debris has gone out the airlock. But nothing else of value has gone with it. It was a good time to get a natural 20, because if that was another natural 1, it's like you just see your cargo lifter just out the airlock.
Somehow see the cockpit flying out the back. Like, how did that even?
All right. I'm just going to kill these 2 things that are in space. 16 is dead, and the other one is 5. 5 is also dead. You can go. You can go. You can go. Just the one now that is trapped in the corridor with you guys. Trix, you are up.
Trix is gonna... just try to full round attack this thing. Did that not work?
Are you getting the same issue that Flimsy is?
I think I am.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what's up with it at the moment.
Like, it did the right calculation for my bonus to attack. But
yeah, it's only rolling one die, isn't it?
Yeah, I think.
I wonder if they've
on.
changed that so that you can actually fire multiple weapons.
Some people
Maybe
have
you used to be able
4.
to roll on it to give you the. But anyway, I'll fire again.
Yep.
15 and a 14.
15 and 14 from a laser pistol does indeed hit.
For both?
For both.
Ooh. Then eat my 6 points of damage.
I shall indeed eat it. All right, Jahir, you are up.
I'm going to go for backstab with the sword. For a 10.
Its focus is pretty much on you, Jahir, as it anticipates your attack and just dodges out of the way before returning with claws. Sorry, I assume that you didn't want to move.
Fine.
Okay, and it's a 26 on the hit that you hear for a further 6 points of damage.
I think Yeva, now that I can see him, she'll kind of like shift internally, and I'll use prevent wounds to try and prevent some of that.
All right.
So, Jahir, ignore 4 points of that damage. All of it.
It did 6 points of damage.
Oh, okay, almost all of it. As like reality wavers in between the two of you.
All right. And now, Yeva, it is your turn.
And she just kind of like feels her internal compass continue to shift as she spends her last spell slot, opening even wider that rent into the spiny universe, and casting Puncture Veil as a full round action. For 2 points of damage. Lame. Two ones on that.
It is bleeding for 2 on initiative 18. For 3 rounds, yeah?
Yep. And it just stays exactly the same as I level up, actually. But it's still not a bad spell.
The auto hits are always great. Magic missile, Puncture Veil, just something. And especially with bleeding, it's like it can be very much sort of like I want to deal with that before anything happens. All right, that's Yeva done. Flimsy.
Flimsy's going to fall back to his old classic, and hopefully not destroy some more of the corridor.
Are you probably going to have some? Let's have some ass cover between you and the Skreeling.
There's a giant woman in the way.
I can't get past her in one turn, so I'm just gonna have to try and take the shot. But I'm gonna use a move action to change the target and switch over to Skreeling. His little overlay in Flimsy's mind, like highlights the edge of it. Beep, beep, beep.
Yep. So you'll get a plus. Is it +2 for this?
+1.
Yeah, the thing is,
Jahir as well.
Jahir is in position, and it is just a flat +1 bonus. So yeah, you get 2.
Cool. Here we go. There they are. The 21 to hit.
21 does indeed hit, but could you target it before rolling damage?
I've got it, yeah. It's not added the 3 to my damage. One second.
I think the relief of knowing that the cargo is intact has allowed you to refocus and center your mind and take the shot.
Turn Pioneer mode off. This was a terrible idea. Prospector mode, sorry.
Oof.
There it goes. 7 points of damage,
It's a big laser you've got there.
mining through the back of the creature, possibly.
All right. And top of the round 8, we've got Trix.
Yeah, let us do a swanky trick attack. Feeling good about her chances. So 27. Go for her
27
as she tosses
is-
her gun up in the air, catches it with her other hand, and shoots. I am not ambidextrous.
And unfortunately misses, just misses.
Even with the +1 from Jahir?
Oh yeah,
I-
13.
Even with the +1 from Jahir, I was factoring that in. It
so
was solid. It
close.
just misses. It's the bane of operatives. It's trying to get those 2 relatively high D20 rolls in a row that just, it hurts. Jahir, you are up.
Going to bring the bone sword around for another attack.
Reality in front of you is blending as Jahir keeps altering
Listen.
history and rending open caverns to needle-like worlds, and it's just disturbing you for a 10 to hit and misses, unfortunately. The Skreeling is going to bleed a little. It is going to bite a little for a natural 1. And unfortunately misses you, Jahir, as it's a tough fight. You know, it's struggling to hit you sometimes. It's not a gimme. As we go over to Yeva.
Yeva. Yeva's now out of spells, but she's got a gun in her hands. I'm gonna try. Let's see, what's the range? I got 80 feet on this thing, so I'm gonna move back a little bit. That, like, as the mining laser like went right past her hip, she was like, "This is a little. I don't like being in the way like this." And so we'll try and move back to here. That should put me. Maybe I can even go. I don't want to be. No, I'll be right there if that's okay.
Yeah, that would be fine. That clears up the line of sight for Flimsy. And you've still got line of sight on.
He can at least get past me. And I'm within 80 feet, so she takes a shot with the lens pistol. +1 on this is a 15, which hits. For 4 points of damage. Whenever I hit with a gun, I always roll like ones, essentially. That was a 2, but still.
Yeah, it's one of them where it's like, it's got a nice damage range, but when you're at the lower end of that range, just... Flimsy.
Flimsy's, now that he was stepped back, going to dial it up to 11. Stay on target. Here we go. +2 to fire.
Yeah, +2, no cover this time.
There we go. Fingers crossed. So 19 to hit.
19 does indeed hit.
For 9 points of damage.
It's a rough hit. It's looking rough. As these laser shots just keep burning holes into it.
It's down to
Trix.
the corridor.
Come on, Trix.
Trix is going to not a cartwheel into Yeva, that would be bad. There we go. Do a hop, skip, and a jump backwards for 23 for trick attack.
23 is a success.
Wow. And then I've baked in the +1 from Jahir here, so. He. He.
11 to
can't
hit. It's a miss.
Meh.
Now it's your turn, Jahir.
I'm just going to keep swinging. These are tricky little things. That is a 23.
23 does indeed hit. As Finally, reality is stabilized as you strike out at it, and
It is a 12.
it's a 12. It's partially resisted, but it is enough to kill it.
Woohoo!
And it just goes down on the ground. Its body's still twitching, and every now and then, every 6 seconds, it just spurts out a little more blood.
Another needle just appears out of nowhere and just goes.
And you
Jahir's
are
going to
out of combat.
Jahir's going to move up to Zobin's room and see if he's okay.
You
They sleep
stick
too.
your head in, and Zobin is just like curled up in the corner, and it's like, is everything okay out there?
Yeah, Zobin. Yeah. We just had a film on loud, don't worry. And slowly shut the door again.
You see a smoking corridor behind you.
Jahir's face went to shreds.
Yeva,
Flimsy getting a bit restless.
Yeva turns to Flimsy. Why don't you go check on the cargo, she says with her eyes closed. I will begin repairs here in the hallway. And she just kind of like trying to be as cool and calm about this super sus job we took, which she knew it was sus. She just turns to one of the drill marks, I guess, on the wall, and start casting mending, which should take about 10 minutes on this like little section of wall. The most she can do. It's not much.
It's going to take you a while, but you got another couple of days before you go. Well, depends on what you decide to do.
Repressurize the cargo bay and go and inspect what's left.
Yep. As you enter the cargo bay, you can see cargo containers that you'd secured. Out of the 6 smaller ones and the 1 larger one, only the larger one and 2 of the smaller ones remain. Still got their seals on.
Well, this is why I bought all that rope, did you hear? Everything tied down.
I heard a lot of metal rending sounds. Any idea what that might be?
I've no idea what these things are, but they didn't seem to like the metal any more than my laser did. I'll go and inspect the rest of the cargo bay and make sure there's nothing at risk. You really saved our bacon there, holding them back.
It was a team job as always.
And yeah, Flimsy's going to go and inspect the cargo bay and make sure everything's. There's no like, if it was a film, as they close the doors, you'd see like a slight of air coming in or something.
Maybe an engineering check.
Okie dokie. To 17 from Flimsy.
There doesn't appear to be any damage to the cargo hold itself. The only slight bits of damage is you can see on the cargo, while the seals are intact, there are scratches and claw marks at the other containers.
We make sure that they are sealed and nothing else is going to come out of them, because I'm guessing we've deduced these things came out of the boxes.
It's a reasonable deduction. Yeah, make me another engineering check.
Start hammering plates down onto the to 19.
Yeah, as far as you can tell, these are sealed as much as they're going to be sealed. But it's like if they came out in the first instance, if whatever's in these has just as much chance of getting out, you could surmise.
Flimsy, would it be worth running the whole depressurized just as a safety measure?
That's a good idea. Maybe keep this whole area somewhere they're not going to want to be, and then we'll pop them into space when we arrive where we're trying to get at. That's a good plan.
As you did such a good job of bolting the cargo down.
And yeah, if we're okay to run it with a like the back door open. It's a good plan. If we're assuming they don't like space, so that was the job, was to deliver them in and out of space. So I guess that's as secure as it gets without putting a force field around them or some of the.
Is there enough
Star Trek
room to
business,
move
like
them
that.
down to the actual airlock themselves and keep them in the airlock?
Yeah, the crates are small enough to be stored in the airlock. But yeah, if you given that you're out of combat, you could do a controlled depressurization of the airlock and the cargo bay, and not have everything rattle around and potentially get sucked out into space. But you could move the cargo containers into the airlock. They just need re-fastening down.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's a better plan than mine to trail it behind us like a little wagon trailer or something. So don't need to go to those extents, and we can just keep it in the cargo bay.
That does sound more fun. I like that one. I do like the way you've taken the time to make sure all the bolt heads line up perfectly, and you really did a good job with bolting everything down there.
Well, it's a point of pride, and then turns around and looks back down the corridor. It looks like I've got some work to do. Eva, did you? I'm sure I blasted there. Did you sort that out? Didn't know you're an engineer. Look at that, it's polished and everything.
It's just like gives you a side eye as she's clearly like hovering magic energy over the rended portions of the wall.
And where it's rendered, you can see it bubble like it's melting, but it's rather than melting and evaporating out of reality, it's bubbling and melting back into reality, giving it the pristine, smooth finish that you expect.
So every time a bubble appears, Trix just kind of leans in to just try and poke it.
That's a handy trick. Does it work on faces? Because I could do with that. Got a few new scars for the collection.
Did that thing bite your face?
Well, I appreciate you being modest, Flimsy, but take a look at my face. And he pulls the hood down. There's just blood everywhere. Scratch.
Put it back up. I can see if I can treat your wounds a little bit if you're okay with that.
I'm wasting it. Just sleep it off, can't I? It's only a flesh wound, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think Trix is the only one who has wounds at this point.
Oh, I can sleep it off. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, most of everybody's damage apart from Trix is just superficial.
So
Look, you have a paper cut.
Will our cargo be safe and secure until we reach our destination?
Well, the cargo isn't what we were told it was. I've got no reason to distrust Roncari, so I'm guessing whatever surprise it was for us was be a surprise for them as well. At least, we're a tough motley crew who could deal with it, unlike Roncari, the old bag of bones. But they didn't seem to like the outside of space, and we collected them from the outside of space, and our job is to put them back in the outside of space. So I'm hoping they'll be secure there. Maybe we could take turns keeping an eye on it in case something goes wrong.
That sounds.
Well, we need those beacons first, though.
Oh yes, the deploy beacon. That's true. Maybe I should go make one of those.
I'm sure that these things must be illegal of some sort. We're conned basically into smuggling them. The boxes of the outside of the boxes said that there were chemicals inside, and in fact, that's what your contact told us. No.
Technically, there were kind of chemicals in there, but I don't think it was meant to be livestock. That's for sure.
Do we know if these things are illegal to smuggle? They're certainly dangerous.
Yeah, can I have a profession check?
Yes, you can.
You should probably look into that.
12. Profession, corporate professional.
Let's have Flimsy make a profession check.
Okie dokie.
And Trix, what's your profession?
Smuggler.
Let's have a profession check from Trix as well.
Ooh.
11 from Flimsy.
They would definitely know. Smuggler. This is like, is this the first time we've seen it?
Yeah, so as
26.
Yather and Flimsy, you're debating on the legality of it. Tricks, you just sort of like chime in and with sort of like, no, incorrect packing labels of anything is illegal. You know, even if it's adjacent. If you say that you've got you know, even if you say that you're transporting pure oxygen and it turns out to be pure nitrogen, that is a punishable offense because it's just not what you're declaring it. The fact that it was declared to be complex chemicals seemed a bit shifty from the start, but nobody, you know, it was one of them where nobody really questioned it too much. Now that you're questioning it, it's like, oh no, this is definitely smuggling, and it needs to be resolved. Or it's problematic at best. It's downright punishable in a court of law at worst.
Still, I'd rather we were conned into smuggling than perhaps being set up to be attacked by these things. You don't have any enemies in the Veskarium, do you, Flimsy?
Not that I know of. I've been perfectly on the up and up with as up and up as it gets on this side of the borders, but especially not to be set up by Ronkari, and it would be a hell of an elaborate job to get us to take the job that he had and do that whole system of trade to get us into this trap. You could just shoot at us, it'd be easier.
Yeah, but where's the fun in that?
That's very true.
If you're going to set someone up, this is an easy way to do it.
I think it might be best if we just kind of finish the job as best we can and move on to something a bit more secure, maybe.
Right, maybe after we do this, it's best to leave Veskarium, head back to Absalom and meet with Tarika. I don't know how welcome we'll be here for much longer.
We'll still get to hear back from her too. Stupid space messages.
It would have been quicker to fly.
One of the things that I will point out to a certain degree, the Conqueror's Fury is still within communication range. Might be a bit of a delay on that.
Ah, okay. Yeah, Flimsy will probably get on the comms and leave a message for Ronkari. Saying, basically outlining what's just happened. The cargo was not complex. Well, it was complex. It tried to eat us. We're cracking on with what we've got left of the delivery, but obviously we had to defend ourselves. Do you know?
Flimsy, do you? I mean, I could put this back on my face. You know, this dead one, and then we could like send him a picture just to. Do you think?
Yeah, we could just show him a picture of one. Maybe you don't have to wear it, Jahir.
No, he needs to wear it.
Jahir's already got it on his face.
Trix is getting different the pictures of him from different angles.
Oh, if I had parents, they'd be so proud of me right now. I'm not going to rely on him. If everyone's okay, I just going to have a little nap.
You certainly
I'm not
earned it,
tired. I just, it's the afternoon somewhere, and beauty sleep and all.
Looking at Jahir's horribly mangled face.
No wounds even. That's just how he normally looks.
oh no. I'm so sorry, Jahir.
Jahir's now got a complex about how he normally looks. It's fine. I'll just every time I get a bit of a scratch, I just get a new tattoo. So maybe we could get that on the next place. Unless any of you can do tattoos. Trix, you look like someone that can do tattoos.
I do look like someone who could do tattoos.
Okay, well, I'm going to have a nap, but feel free.
Lindsay looks over the excavation laser for a tattoo setting.
Trix looks up on what limited internet they may have here in the outer space to how to tattoo someone. Can't be that hard. It is that hard. IRL, it is that hard.
I mean, with a willing canvas, it's not too bad. As long as they're willing to put it with the mistakes for a time being.
I'm sure I might be making this up, but bear with me. Did I see that you can get magically infused tattoos?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, you
Is that a
can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that? Oh, wait, there's some which are magically infused tattoos. I'm trying to remember if there's many of them. I know there's a weapon fusion that allows you to make it into a tattoo and then just peel it out of your skin and it's suddenly back as a weapon and then you can put it back away again.
There is a tattoo of a pair of wings which will actually give you flight for a minute.
Nice.
And forever give you slow fall as well.
That's cool.
Shit.
That's a big one because the only other one that I'm aware of is the armor upgrade.
As I say, I'm going to go for a nap. But I really think we did well in that fight. If you aim for me, you seem to hit better. So maybe that's the trick from now on.
You're always up there in the thick of it, Jahir, holding them back for us. We appreciate it.
It's something you said earlier, just stuck in my mind, and I thought, if they're out there and we're in here, then we'd be a bit safer.
Yeva's focusing magic onto the walls, mending, and she just opens one eye and she says, "How long do we have left till we get there? I want these things off the ship."
Rex?
That's a good question. How many days has it been?
You got about 18 hours left.
We got about 18 hours left, Yeva.
I missed the hotel.
I could do your room up real nice. Change the sheets. Give you a nice painting on the wall.
She almost says yes, and then... I'll just take a trip to the holodeck or later on.
I wonder if Zobin does room service.
We should set up a phone in in their room so that we can call for midnight snacks.
That
I
is
love
mean.
You're right, they're not intern.
That's what the goblins are for.
Where are the goblins?
Yeah, where were the goblins during all this?
The goblins are elsewhere on the ship.
Please don't say the cargo bay.
They were probably in their room.
Didn't we put them in the holodeck and pretend that was engineering?
Yeah, that's where they currently are, right?
They're in engineering.
Yep, they're in the holodeck. We'll go with that as an answer. All right. So, Flair, Jahir's going for a bit of lie down. Trix, you're going back to the pilot seat?
Yes.
Flimsy, or it's going to take you a while to patch up these walls.
At least an
about
hour,
a couple of
if not-
hours.
Oh, okay, yeah, a lot longer. That's fine. She's actually enjoying it. Like, she doesn't get to cast mending often, and she feels productive. And also, she's using magic, and she's kind of obsessed with it at the moment.
Yeah, you can all take a short rest if you so desire.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be the stab. Stab?
Stam.
Flimsy, what are you up to?
Flimsy's probably going to suit up and sit in with the cargo if they can do. Feeling a bit responsible for this, not only giving Giva a bunch of work to do, but trusting Rankari and the mission going sideways, and missions haven't been going that sideways for us recently, so Flimsy's wondering if maybe he's the duff link. Just got to keep an eye on this remaining cargo.
Sat there just in your spacesuit because it's depressurized and just having to sit there with your mining laser pointing at the crate just in case anything happens. About 6 hours into your vigil, Flimsy, you received a communication.
It's the Golden Lake.
Stop it.
Stumpy, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that the cargo was live. If I'd have done that, I wouldn't have taken the job myself. I do hope everything is okay over there. Some of them pictures looked a bit, gruesome. Yeah, if you could dump the cargo where it's supposed to be, make sure the corpses are with it, and I'll make sure they pay. I appreciate you've lost some of it, but, at the end of the day, they say chemicals. These weren't no chemicals. I'll wire you across a little extra for danger pay, as it were. Just
stand-up guy.
let us know when you're done with the job, and I'll make sure that everything's sorted out this side. Don't you worry about it. And the message goes off.
Cool. Flimsy's feeling a bit warm today, and trusting Rankari that this isn't some sort of triple bluff situation, and that it actually was all on the level, as on the level as it gets, and we'll relay the news to the rest of the crew that we might be even getting a bit of danger pay for this.
Sweet.
We've certainly had worse jobs.
More than a few.
They're definitely getting a bit more dangerous, I've noticed. It's good. It's fun. I love it.
Here's an adrenaline junkie.
Who isn't?
And unless there's anything anybody would like to further discuss, we'll jump ahead another 12 hours.
Flimsy will also try and make a beacon, and we'll let everyone know that he's going to make a beacon if anyone wants to keep an eye on the cargo just in case during that period. But
I'm driving.
unless anyone else can make a beacon, I don't know why I'm assuming
He would have
Flimsy's-
cameras, though, wouldn't he? Surely.
I don't know. I think that might be a thing you've got to buy, right?
Internal security is something that you need to buy for ship shares. I mean, it's cargo. What's it going to do? Break out of its boxes and attack you?
Happened with the rice. It happened with these things. We're not having it happen again.
So is there anything anybody wants to discuss, or shall we just skip forward 12? But I am assuming, Flimsy, you make the beacon without issue.
Cool.
It's not particularly difficult. It's pretty much just sticking a comms unit onto the side of the packages with duct tape and setting it to a certain frequency.
It wouldn't have been required at all if Flimsy had looked inside the package and realised there was only one beacon.
Or listen to the instructions of when you pick up the package, turn off the beacon. When you release it out of the cargo hold, turn back on the beacon. Nowhere did it say destroy the beacon.
There's no second beacon in here. I don't understand.
Must have a backup beacon.
And your next 12 hours pass uneventfully. The rest of the cargo remains cargo. And that's about it. Your tricks, you bring the ship into position as instructed.
Sweet. This is the place. What do you want to do? You want to push it out one by one, or am I just dumping it?
Do we know how this would work? Like, can we just open the door and drive fast and they'd stay where they are? Or what's the...
I don't think physics works like that. We're in space.
You've got it bolted down, so it's not going to go anywhere. But no, if you did actually move the ship, because it's depressurized, there's nothing keeping it in position, so it would stay there and the ship would move.
Definitely go about doing that, I guess. Are we at the right coordinates, Trix?
Mm-hmm. Have you attached the beacon?
Wait, yes, I definitely have. Yes, no, yes, it's done there. Anybody got anything else left to say to these creatures before we commit them to the void?
Whee!
Yeva won't even take
me.
the chance to like fly around the cargo, make sure that it's like looks good. She's just like standing there, arms crossed, watching Flimsy in his helmet, and mess with the stuff.
Did we stuff the remains of the other ones back into a crate?
Yeah, definitely.
As per the request from Ronkari?
Well, you kind of just duct tape them to the side because the crates went out the airlock when you depressurized it the first time. But they were a little more than metal shards. If you got a spare cardboard box lying around, you could stuff them into that, I suppose.
We'll make sure to cover the label that says complex chemicals with one of the creatures over each label. So everyone very clearly marked now what are in these crates. And release any kind of clamps we've got on and tell Trix we're good to go.
Tricks?
I would like to yeet them out the cargo bay.
Yep, which is a little more than just putting the pedal to the metal, and whoop, there you go. You're with them now, free floating. They float lazily out of the airlock. They nearly crash into the ceiling as Trix is banking slightly. But just no harm done.
Straight line.
Points for style, Flimsy.
I almost went with them.
I would have grabbed you and flown you back in.
Thanks, Eva. It's good to know you've got our backs.
None of you noticed that Jahir didn't actually take the thing off of his face, and now he's put it in his little shrine room with a little label saying "back corpse face biting."
Well, it's your room that's going to smell, not the ship, so that's fine.
You were small and irritating, and you had a weird fetish for faces, but I respect you, and you can join the collection. So he's just to the left of the hover number plate and just up from the jam jar containing his own adrenal gland.
Some people
forgetting about that bleeding adrenal gland.
That's so funny.
Yeah, we got him. I'm glad it's upgraded from paper bag to jar, though. Hope that's
I've got a nice
good.
little collection now, actually.
All right, when we get far enough, Trix, I think maybe set the course for Absalom. I don't want to be anywhere in the Gavaniska system if the Veskarium find out about this drop-off.
We weren't given any instruction to stick around and make sure it was collected, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
Were we given any instruction to stick around?
No, we just told to turn it on and leave.
Cool. Yeah.
You were requested by Ronkari to message.
Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, cool.
And you might want to wait until the reply on that before skipping the system.
Fuck. That's right. It'll take
That's
forever
fair.
to get back.
Yeah. Maybe head towards the Conqueror's Forge. No, Conqueror's Cargo, whatever the ship was called.
Conqueror's Fury.
Fury.
Towards it. Aren't we near Vesk 5?
Oh, we're in orbit of it, right?
You're close to Vesk 5, yeah. You're in geostationary orbit for unpowered objects, which is pretty far out.
Oh, Vesk
Remember-
5. Oh, the really cool one. Gas giant.
With the weird pinwheels on the top and bottom.
And the onion.
There's pufferfish.
Pufferfish, that's right.
We can't really land there, I would guess.
Yeah, the Vesk 5 is one that is fairly civilian restricted. The military use it for mining operations for raw materials of the great industrial machine, as well as they really don't want to be dealing with having to do rescue ops on that planet. It is just storm-ridden all over.
All right, then back to Conqueror's Forge, or in that direction, I suppose.
I was thinking of moving towards the Ronkari's ship to cut down the time, but I guess it's not going to make that much of a difference, is it, really, in terms of message time? Like sub-drift flight speed.
Yeah, you're not going to get to the Conqueror's Forge any quicker than the messages are going to get back to you. It's going to be days to get back to Conqueror's Forge. Messages will be back within hours.
Maybe we could go for a tour of the shiny bits of Vesk 5 whilst we're waiting for this response.
At least look at it from a distance. It must be great to see.
I've never seen anything quite like this before.
I mean, the ultimate question is, Trix, where are you taking them?
Do you guys want to go down onto the burning gas ball?
Well,
Yeah.
All right.
But at least, to go look at it. I don't know how close we can get without getting into even more trouble than we might already be in. But I'd like to see it.
I will take us to the giant gas ball. Then.
You're in orbit somewhat out of the way, and you come in and you can see these purple and magenta swirling clouds, as well as a fierce electrical storm just lighting up entire bands, and it just seems to be rolling around the planet, where it's like spark, and just cascades all the way around, almost wrapping around in places before it dies out. Great swirling swarms, just taking up acres and acres of space. Before too much happens, you do get a message from the government of Vesk 5. Warning you're entering restricted airspace. Please deviate your course away from Vesk 5. The planet is dangerous and it is under the property and protection of the Veskarium.
Kind of forgot where we were there for a moment.
Already, but noted. Thank you. Leaving orbit, and I'll just leave.
It was a bit of a sightseeing trip, and from what you could see, it wasn't too bad. You know, you didn't get as close as you would have liked, but optical sensors and magnification on this ship is pretty okay. You would have gotten better vision if you had upgraded the sensors, but you didn't. Now I think it's the time, to a certain degree, because we've not told the viewers at home, what upgrades did you get to the Fool's Gold?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think first and foremost, you know, maybe we would see like extra computer monitors on the bridge, just like literally just taking up space where there was, you know, kind of a bare slate before.
The monitors are always on and glowing rather than having to be turned on every time you sit down. Quality of life improvements.
A change in engineering, a significant one, I believe.
Yes, we have told the goblins that they are on tier 2 of their internment with.
I was more referring to the power unit.
The upgrade from the pulse black to a pulse green. Maybe because the ship, I don't know, that size power core was much too small for a size this ship. A ship this size.
Especially with, you would imagine, some sort of extra power needing to go to this crazy storage system we've got.
I mean, I guess that's all magic runes.
Yeah,
That's true, yeah.
You've had the time to analyze it, and Flimsy, you are sort of like, how come this isn't drawing much power and you just see, you know, nominal amounts of power going off to the cargo for literally just the lights? And Yeva explains it's all in the magic.
I like the idea that Eva explains it properly. Flimsy's just, it's literally in figurative over his head.
It just hears the word magic and then that's it.
And that's exactly why our new upgraded armor, Mark III from Mark I, had to be fitted around the runes, because I think for some reason the runes have to be exposed for the whole thing to work.
It's a
Magic.
bit more bulky and a bit more of a tough letter T rather than a soft letter T we previously did. So the new pulse core, is that the right word?
Yeah.
Does the grade reflect the actual color that it emits? Like, is the engineering basket in green light now rather than, I guess, black light earlier?
I would like to think so.
That's cool. The goblins.
Because why else would you give it color names? You know,
That's fair enough.
even if it's just a filter over a bright white light of fusion reaction, it's just like, yeah, it's filtered so that it looks green. You all simultaneously get a message on your comms.
What's it say?
I'll answer it once.
Who is it?
I thought you say it's Tarika.
Greetings, proprietors of the Fool's Gold. I am Baron Carmelar Gravender. Though my dearest confidants call me Carm. And you see a recorded image of a dapper-looking Skittermander.
It's a good collection of words. Oh, wow.
The relation to Arthur Morgan.
It is rare you get the monocle, cowboy hat, and pipe combo.
And six-shooter.
And
Six-shooter, sorry, yeah.
and straw.
Yeah, and a bowler. Got so many things going on here.
most beloved among these companions is my partner, Adani Samor, humble patron of the Skitterhaven Ranch, home of the Found. Now, you might be thinking, to what do you owe this unexpected but pleasurable correspondence? Well, our rangelands have been ravaged by a mysterious predator. This week, we found the remain of 3 of our prize monarchs, maimed and devoured. And Grumble Bembo discovered our Rudthick flock drained entirely of blood. I fear it won't be long before whatever plagues us tires of feeding on animals and comes for the whelps. Our only hope is to respond as any soldier loyal to the High Despot Canaan would, with overwhelming and decisive force. We must acquire animals so belligerent, so pugnacious, that no carnivore would dare desecrate our... Adani sighs and interrupts. Look, we need defrexes. A few adults to frighten off what's ever killing our livestock. But if we're going to do this, I want to do it right. Start a whole operation breaking defrexes as mounts, training them for live performances, festivities, even tributs. Maybe even breed them when they mature. We need 60 head or so. I know you're not professional defrex herders, but word is your crew is resourceful enough to make Navarro Rovo crap a pants a little. And that's good enough for me.
They don't like me either.
As the latter half of that was taken, the latter half of that message was taken over by a panther.
Oh, Flimsy needs those braces. Those are like, they've managed to make sci-fi braces. That's really impressive.
Races?
Yeah, the shoulder.
Oh,
the
okay.
Like
I was like,
a onesie
Straps
thing.
with the dungarees.
Dungarees, that's the word. Thank you, Jahir.
overalls.
Yeah.
Yeah. To the rest of the world, overalls, dungarees to us English. I don't know why.
All right.
I disagree with that. Overalls are literally overalls, aren't they? They're full cover.
Well, I love her trench coat.
But yeah, I consider overalls to be more of a jumpsuit, as the Americans will put it.
Well, these are a very cool pair.
Those that would be more of coveralls. But anyway, then I digress.
You do digress.
This sounds like a pretty good offer. I've had a hand at moving livestock before.
Do any of you know these people?
Trix looks at Flimsy, raises an eyebrow, and just carries on with what they're doing.
So do we know where we're expected to go to find Defrexes?
I know the word Defrexes. Is that the thing? Have we seen them? Have we seen them before?
Defrex hide is a type of armor.
That's what I'm thinking. I thought it was the things that destroyed us in those caverns on the crash ship or whatever it was.
No, that was Kefek.
Okay.
I don't know anything about herding giant
Mexico.
badgers.
Badgers, yeah.
I mean, wouldn't Flimsy know?
Would Flimsy know?
I'm pretty sure he's told us in the past that
Quartermaster in livestock.
he's a quartermaster in livestock. I just assumed you had experience with them.
Defects are my speciality.
Save the
sorry.
confidence, Flimsy.
What was the question?
I think I'm just Yeva's like looking at the rest of her crew like I wouldn't even know where to begin with a job like this.
Yeah, do we know where we can get defrex from? Do we know that this is if 60 head would even fit in the expanded cargo, that kind of business?
I want 3 profession checks off you, Flimsy.
Okay. good lord.
3.
$24. A 20. Working our way down. Oh, another 24. I don't know if I'd get -5 to any of this. For,
I'm factoring all of this in, don't worry.
yeah, cool.
You could reasonably fit about 100 heads plus in the cargo, so 60 isn't a problem. And also, to a certain degree, it's livestock. You can actually kind of pack the corridors if you really wanted to, if you managed to get a lot more than just 60 head. You're going to have to find somewhere to get defrects from to hurt them. You know that it's done. Defrects come from the Veskarium, but you're not familiar with local
Laws, I guess.
Local laws, I suppose, is the best way of putting it, or habitations of these things. And I thought you asked another question, but I've blanked on it, so continue your discussion.
We can certainly get in touch with them and see if they've got a lead on some pick up themselves, or see how we can help. How do you guys feel about doing a job with the big old badgers?
Do they have fangs? Do they fly? Have they got a weird thing for faces?
Yes, no, yes.
Okay. Well, I know a job's a job, but are we going to look after them? I only know the insides of animals. I don't normally deal with the outsides of them.
They're usually easy enough to keep calm once you've got them all packed in and they're all in their little bays and stuff. They pretty much look after themselves. Throw them some food every now and then.
Clean up their waste.
Oh, we do that at the end.
Just like the goblins, really.
That's what interns are for.
Well, a job's a job, and if they don't bite, it's I suppose it's less interesting, but gives us a chance to get some money in.
Everything bites if you antagonize it enough.
You've just heard the message that they're belligerent, pugnacious, and no carnivore would dare really attack them.
Yeah, but the only word that Jahir understood was attack out of the entire sentence.
Does anybody want to hit the local info sphere?
Yeva's just like, I don't know about this job. Everyone. I think I just spent hours getting the corridor back in ship shape, and then, but now I'm gonna be scrubbing smell out of it.
So you don't want to take an illegal job, but you don't want to take a legal job either? Yeva, I'm confused.
Whatever, fine. Let's visit Skitterhaven or whatever.
Can we check out what we know about these two wonderful creatures who have contacted us?
Yeah, maybe a computers check or culture.
Yeva's triggered. She thought she had left the ranching life behind.
You thought you'd be a dab hand at this.
There was a reason I got into so much trouble as a kid. Culture check?
Yeah, if you can beat a 30.
Probably not, no.
Skitterhaven Ranch is a 254-acre homestead 50 miles east of Morandomandrana, an ancient Skittermander city. The ranch's infosphere proudly proclaims it's home of the found. The ranch specializes in giving displaced Skitmanders, Vesks, and other youths a home, as well as being a place to learn discipline, collaboration, and the trade of livestock farming. Skitterhaven Ranch has been owned and operated by its proprietors, Carm and Adani, for nearly 15 years. Herding and domestication of Diffrexes remains big business on Vesk 2 and Vesk 3.
So are they also on Vesk 2? So are the Diffrexes on the same planet that they're asking us to? Vesk 3?
I think it's on the other one.
Vesk 3 is the Skittermander planet.
Yeah, so... yeah.
So it's a planet with them still.
Yeah, you'll need to go to Vesk 2, gather the Diffrexes, and hop to 3.
Cool.
For further details, you need to contact back the Baron, Carm, and Adani.
You want to maybe get in touch with them as also negotiate a price?
See what they're offering. It might be worth finding out what they know about Neva as well, since they name check them in particular.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You replay the last part of the message. I know you're not professional Diffrex herders, but word is your crew is resourceful enough to make Neva Rovo crap her pants a little. That's good enough for me.
All right. Okay. Yeah. All right then. Well, we can't just give them a call, can we? We send back a message.
Yeah, you can send back a message.
All right. Let's send a message and then I guess drift over to Vesk 2 as quickly as possible.
Do we need to stick around and wait for this reply from Ronkari, or will that get to us wherever we are?
It'll get to you wherever you are. It just might arrive a little bit later.
We'll get it when we pop out of the drift, I guess.
I guess there's nothing more we can do on that job, I guess, for now. We may as well head over.
Besides, profit waits for no one.
It's a good call.
True.
As Trix fires up the drift engine.
Goes.
My eyes, so much green.
We send back a message. Something like, we've decided to accept your job offer. Thank you for thinking of us. And we'll discuss payment upon delivery. Is that okay? We can't really have a conversation over these messages about payment. We can't do like proper bargaining. You know what I mean?
We've got the cool drive though. I'm sure. Could we fly into orbit like quicker than sending a message?
You could bounce to Vesk 3, have a negotiation, and then go over to Vesk 2.
That's the better way to do it.
Cool.
Okay, then we'll send a message saying we're on the way to discuss terms.
That's very cool.
All right. Trix, make me a D6 roll.
Six again.
All right. It's going to take you 3 days to get to Vesk. 3, 2. I'm confused. 3. There we go. And within 3 days, assuming nobody wants to do anything, you arrive in orbit around Vesk 3.
Lindsay would like to research what little he can learn about Diffrex in that time, maybe.
Yeah, make what's your life science?
It is untrained.
All right. Diffrex are a herdable and can be domesticated, although wild ones are, fairly common on Vesk too. They are prized mainly for their hides, which are still used even now in the space age for their leather, essentially. It is resistant to most modern firearms. They can be a little bit standoffish when it comes to getting annoyed, and it can be dangerous. But at the same token, it can be domesticated, so it's not like it's impossible to calm them down.
As part of the research, is it possible to find out whether or not, considering what we've just been through, is it legal to to hunt these and to wrangle them and all that business?
Yeah. So you do a little bit of research and poking around, and I'm just going to roll over your previous rolls for this. One of the things is, to prepare for a drive, you need a few things, or at least two things, and you might want to. Yes, driving cattle.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
For terms.
Flimsy's experience with this, remember?
That's why I'm using the terms for experience. To prepare a drive, you need some form of transportation or high-speed maneuverability. In the past, and most traditionalists still use trained defrects as mounts. However, also engine cycles have replaced that, being cheaper and easier to maintain. But the defrects don't react to them as well as they do when it comes to the... They react better around defrects rather than the engine cycles, but the average person performs better on an engine cycle. So that's up to you guys. Tricks the junk cycle is an option. However, that might also impose further penalties as it will frequently backfire. It is a goblin junk cycle after all. And you're likely to have to acquire such transportation closer to where you're going to be participating in the drive. There is one place that you're aware of on Desk 2 and find out to be one of the better places, where herding defrects is legal as long as you each hold a license. Licenses cost 150 credits and can be purchased through the local infosphere. And finally, you can make a few purchases that might assist you in certain things. Namely, you can, the scent of blood attracts defrexes, and a single-use blood lure can be purchased for 50 credits apiece. Each blood lure grants you a +2 bonus when attempting to coerce the defrects into following certain trails. You can also purchase a sound file with a defrects call that will allow you to, again, play that out, and it will essentially allow you to have a rough communication with them, depending on what's needed. I'm not going to say, oh, you need to spend credits on each and every one of these, but it's like, a warning call or a greetings call or something like that. And finally, there is a small reptile known as flushing lizards. These creatures emit a loud sound, shrill bark that causes defrexes to retreat, which can be used to intimidate the defrexes. Flimsy, you're going to want to make me a computers check if you want to try to find alternate sound files from other locations on the infosphere. Wink, wink.
Okie dokie.
I feel like Yeva is by Flimsy, like avidly taking notes as he's doing all this research, and looking more and more overwhelmed.
Trix is on his other shoulder with a clipboard, but she's just doodling on the paper.
Nat 20 from Flimsy for 31.
Yeah, you managed to find a site on the infosphere where you can download all the defects calls you might require for no cost at all.
It's not an endorsement, folks.
Okay, so we've got the sounds. If we want to do this legally, we're gonna need. Everyone's going to have to spend 150 credits to get the Defrex herding license. I suppose we should do it on the up and up. I am quite afraid of thumbing our noses at the Vescarium itself and the Council of Despots.
Law here seems a bit heavy-handed for messing about.
That would
Trix
be
just shrugs.
Do we know the punishment for illegal wrangling?
Probably like
Unlicensed, I guess, isn't it? Unlicensed.
prison for life.
It is only a light punishment. Prison
To the
forever.
mining colonies.
And then
there's been reports of fines of up to several thousand credits.
better to spend than to have to owe.
Trix, make me a profession check.
28.
Nice.
As you're looking over Flimsy's shoulder and you see him sort of like look up the licenses, you can see that there are sort of like examples of licenses where it looks pretty official, and the only thing that's securing them is the fact that it has somebody else's name across the top and it has the word sample stamped across the front. You've done that kind of thing before. You download the files, you edit them a little, you clean it up a bit. Forgeries of that nature aren't too difficult.
Can I just have a play at forging one?
You can. Make me a computers check.
Be 5.
It kind of looks like you've done it on your sketch pad. You know, you just like sketch one up. And it looks reasonably well, but because it's on your sketch pad, it's obviously just a sketch.
Hey, Flimsy, you want to make a proper version of this for me?
Oh, what have you got there, Trix?
Oh, I'm designing my own license.
Oh, yeah, I'll give that a go. I think my Fantasy Grounds has crashed, so you might have to roll for me. Kind GM, please.
Well then. Remember, he asked for this. God fucking damn it, natural one.
Note to self, take some computer courses.
He's taken a lot of computer courses. It still comes out as a 12.
Yeah, no, note to self, not note to Flimsy.
Oh, note to self, sorry. I mean,
150
you do
credits a piece it is.
manage to... Well, you managed to knock up some forgeries, and they look reasonably well done.
don't know. I think I can still kind of see the sample mark.
Make me a computers check.
Stop.
No, oh wait, no, is it computers? What's detect forgery? Oh no, create or detect forgery is under computers.
Yeah.
Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, you can see a couple of mistakes in it, Trix.
Yeah, no, you see my toolkit, it only works on certain things. Hold on.
Okay, so that's 150 apiece, so that's 600 credits for licenses. Then we also need, I guess, mounts, because we're Defrex herders. So you'll either be riding a Defrex, or she's like looking at her notes. Or we can use cycles. I think I might be more comfortable on a cycle.
We'll let you know at this point. If you go for a Defrex, then it is likely to be survival checks, I believe.
Good at that.
Oh, we should totally get you here.
Yeah, I think it's
Closet cowboy.
Skill checks are determined by that, but I want to know. Yeah, survival checks for Defrex, piloting checks for end cycles.
Well, to be fair, I'd only be marginally better on a cycle.
You could ride on the back of mine.
Could I, though?
Something.
We could get a really big one.
Do we all have to do this, or is it, just a couple of us? Just to, if it's going to be less efficient with someone that's not skilled, could we,
You're all going to want to take part in this. Even if you're not skilled, you still need more people, drive hands, to sort of keep the cattle train rolling.
Like, you need someone
a lion.
and you need someone to drive ahead and drop a blood lure, someone to go back and use one of the sounds or the fushing lizards to make them move in a certain direction. We got to cover a lot of ground.
What was it for the bike? Sorry.
You'll have to speak to a local when you get there.
Oh, I meant check-wise. Sorry.
Oh, piloting.
Oh, okay.
Could we do a mix of them? Could we have two of us on one and two on the other?
It's entirely up to you guys which ones you want to all go on. I mean, like I say, Trix could take out the Goblin Junk Cycle if they wished. But that might make it slightly more difficult as it backfires.
And then I'm thinking about having to rent or lease these things. More money.
As you arrive in orbit around Vesk 3, a communication comes in from Ronkari.
Feels good.
All right, thanks for that. I'll find out exactly what the hell is going on from my end. But like I say, don't worry about it. Your payment is in full. It should be attached to this message. I'll make sure whoever set us up pays for this, but I'll leave it with me. And they're rather short in the message. You can see them being sort of very annoyed at the situation, but not annoyed at you. They look like they want to smash something, but they're trying to hold restraint for your communications, and you find attached the rest of your payment and a bonus amount. You got 500 in advance for the total of 2,000. And you got a bonus of 700 for danger money.
Wasn't
wow.
it 2,500 with 500 in event?
No, it was 2,000 with 500 in advance. I've gone back over my notes, and I've got my notes here, and I know that I paid you up. I increased the pay a little thanks to diplomacy, but I wouldn't have gone a whole grand over. So that's now in your party sheet.
I've seen Ronkari pulling these faces before. If I can, I'll send him a message back saying thanks for coming through for us, and if he ever needs any more help or anything you can do to get back on the level with the guys that whoever it was who caused this, the fool's gold is on hand for the right price, with a few Vesky insults in there as well.
Yeah. As always. I mean, he was calling you stumpy throughout the entire message.
Yeah. You short-toothed fool, you big bag scales.
So I just wanted to get that in there because the message would have arrived while you were in the drift, and also it gives you some... You've got nearly 2,500 credits in the party sheet. Yeah. But yeah, you're not going to be able to rent until you get to the planet. You can sort out your licenses straight away. The license is coming out of the party sheet.
Might as well.
I was going to say, is it worth keeping this funds as a job fund and then see? We don't even know what we're going to get paid yet, though, I guess.
We'll get paid in ship bill points, ship shares anyway. Don't we?
Cool.
For this job, probably. For the diffrexes.
Do we need like a price list? We're getting these jobs and people are just seem to be pulling figures out. Do we need to come up with some kind of price list? Or,
No. If you write it down, then people expect to pay that much. If we leave it all vague and in the air, we can always upcharge as we want.
That makes sense, I suppose.
He has heard of cowboy operators and thinks quite literally these guys are cowboys, so they must be in cowboy operators. Cool. Yeah, I quite like the idea of having a party sheet to cover. We'll see what the expenses are and then maybe split up what's left.
Let's start with the 600 credit cost of these licenses.
Yeah.
So that way we'll have an upper hand in negotiations, showing that we're already licensed.
I guess if we don't take the job, we can go and hunt some and sell them ourselves to see if we can earn the money back.
I mean, we've got lots of space. We could just get a lot more than we need. And do you think we could find a buyer for a big head of cattle?
From what I can tell,
seems like a
big
very
business.
niche thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like niche is in it's big business on Vesk 3, 2.
Yeah.
There'll be other cattle people as well as you could sell them to. Well, you might be able to get something if you sold them to armor manufacturers.
It's a bit grim.
He is going to call out to Zobin. Zobin, can you make food out of these things? Is that a thing?
I can work with anything, but I'm not entirely sure how good it'll turn out. I've never tried cooking diffrex before.
Okay. Well, I'll make sure we get one. Maybe we could create a dish. Be the new thing.
All right, so you're in orbit around Vesk 3.
Yeah, as we start landing, I'll hop on the computer or I guess we don't need to. Well, we might need to land to pick up. I don't know. I'm gonna buy the licenses real quick before we start our negotiations.
Right. Yep. So You've got your licenses sorted out. You don't need to land to communicate. You only need to land if you want to pick something physical up from. But I've deducted the licenses from the party sheet.
Perfect.
Thank you.
You all are now proud owners of Defrex hurdle licenses.
Is there an expiry date?
I don't think it does, actually.
I can see
There's no renewal fees in space.
So, yeah, are you calling up Carm and Adani?
Arm and Adami.
Yep. I'm going to cast Charming Veneer on myself before the video feed opens up. You know, maybe brush her fringe is really kind of growing out of control lately.
You say out of control lately. It's been barely 2 months since the campaign started.
Well, she used to take a ruler and make sure that it was as straight as possible, so she's changing.
Rulebook definition of haircut for the edge.
Mm-hmm. Make sure that the edges are right. And then ring, 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 ring.
Greetings, this is Carm.
Hello, Baron Carm. This is Yeva of the Fool's Gold. I'm here with the rest of the crew, and we are in orbit of Vesk 3.
Oh, have you got the cattle already?
No, before we went to herd and collect and start the drive, we wanted to discuss terms with you. Negotiations?
Oh, right, yes. I suppose we should get to that.
Mm-hmm. You said you wanted the 60... What do we say, 60 tons?
60 defracts.
60 head.
Oh, you wanted 60 head of diffracts. Is that correct?
I
don't know. She looks at, like, real quick. Flimsy. How much is that worth?
Can I tell her how much that's worth?
make me a profession check.
Okie dokie. Can I use a reroll?
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness. 23 from Flimsy.
You're looking at about 1 ship share per 10 head.
For 10.
Okay, but still. We easily have space for upwards of 100 defracts if you have interest.
Yes, very interested. We just need 60, so... Well... Here's what I'm proposing. I'm offering 1 ship share for every head, for every 10 head, sorry.
Wait a minute.
One ship share for every 10 head of defects is, plus if you get the 60, I need a 10 ship share bonus.
Well, that is very nice. I can't even... I don't even know if I want to up that.
Can we negotiate for bonuses rather than, as in, like, can you cover our fees? Or...
Right, we have very fast ship. So if we get that to you, especially considering that this is sort of a commissioned job that you have reached out to us for, and that we are, taking time out of our travel and schedule to do this for you. If we were able to return very quickly, maybe we could you could offer us a bonus of 2 or 3 ship shares. If we were back within a week.
Don't really have much space for any additional ship shares, but even if you just brought me a single defrex, I could pay you 2,000 credits.
I think we may have deal. So we are officially licensed herders, but we will need, of course, gear and mounts for the job. Would we be able to acquire such things on Skitterhaven Ranch?
It's probably best. We don't really have too much in the way of equipment here. We got a couple of rusted old eng cycles, but we kind of need them for taking care of the ranch. But I hear there's plenty of places to hire and trade out there.
At Vest 2.
At Vest 2, yes.
Okay, understood. Well, Baron, give your partner our regards, and we hope to see you soon.
Yeah, if you head for UT Preserve, I'll send on a good word for you. They should be able to sort out your rentals.
Perfect. Well,
Nice.
pleasure doing business.
All right, looking forward to having my own herd of defexes.
You will have soon. Awkward smile. Close call.
You know when a deal sounds really too good to be true?
Well,
They're on the up and up, which is nice.
the hard work is still ahead of us.
True.
They try and screw us over, then we just literally give them the head. We'll keep the rest.
All right.
Seems like a good deal. They were paying good prices, and there's some bonuses in there if we get the amount that they need, and if we I can't remember what the other stipulation was that we get a bonus for, but it sounds good.
So I think I misspoke a little bit in that. So let's just go over what they're offering.
Cool.
And this is correcting for my misspeaking as well. It is one ship share for every 10 head.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get the 60 they require, that's an additional 5 ship shares.
Okay, 5, not 10.
Not
Yeah.
10. I thought I misspoke that. And they are offering 2,000 credits as long as you deliver at least one defrex.
Perfect. That's still not bad. And plus, we can bring. He did seem interested in having more than 60. So if we fill the cargo, I don't want any of them leaving the cargo hold. So no more than 100, I suppose. We could get upwards of 15 ship shares plus 500 credits each.
Yep.
Yeah. And Flimsy felt that was all on the level.
Mm-hmm.
Make me a sense motive.
Oh, okay.
It sounds more on the level now. It's 5 ship shares as a bonus
Yeah.
instead of 10.
Mm-hmm.
27 from Flimsy.
Flimsy, you've worked out here in the Vescarium before. Skiertamanders do not play their cards close to their chest. They lay it out all on the table. They're so easy to read. That everything's on the level, and you don't feel like they could keep anything from you even if they tried.
It just seems so weird to be given good prices for something and a non-illegal deal. It's kind of like, wait a minute, what? This is not what we're used to.
Especially since though it seems right up your alley, given your history of being a herder.
Yeah.
If everybody on board the Fool's Gold was more of Yeva's mindset, then maybe the trick is in the job itself, not the payout.
That's true. Cool.
Do we need to feed these cattle?
That depends. How long do I think it would take me to get from Vest 2 to 3?
It kind of depends on. So if you make a piloting check.
Piloting. 21.
Yeah, you get the feeling that you could probably get it, if you waited for the right timing, you'd be able to only have them in the cargo hold for a single day.
Yeah, but at most it would be...
At most it would be 3. But at the same token, you get the feeling that if you were to sort of like work out when it's best to drift across, you could probably get it so that you can wait on Vesk 2 for like a day or so and then jump and only spend the day in the drift, if you know what I mean.
So it'll take us anywhere between 1 and 3 days.
It might need some food in that time.
Especially if we're not getting rid of all 100 of them.
Do we know what they eat from any of our research?
They graze generally.
We should get rid of all of them.
We should definitely get rid of all of them. I'm just saying maybe we can't get rid of all of them. Not in one go. Not in one go.
No, he'll pay he'll pay 10, he'll pay you 1 ship share for every 10 you get.
Oh, okay.
They want at least 60.
We rock up with 100, they'll give us 1
But
ship
if
share.
we're getting feed, that's going to cut into the amount of storage we have for the defects. Right?
What I'm saying is Trix can lead. So you drive them to the Fool's Gold. Trix does some calculations and goes, the best point in time to enter the drift is in 2 days' time. And at which point you can do the jump in 1 day.
Oh, I see. So
So it'll be 3 days wait, but you'll
with grass.
you'll wait and feed them on planet, and then at the last minute shuffle them on board the ship and jump. So feed isn't probably going to be an issue.
Just that last minute shuffle them aboard the ship. Flimsy's a dab hand at this, it's fine.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm checking with Trix.
Yeah, I get you.
Cool.
I was just raising my concerns to the quartermaster in case, no.
We've got a Zobin here. I'm sure he can fix him up something grass-like.
I don't really cook grass.
Oh, you can. I've got faith in you, Zobin. You can sort this out.
I
Grass
think
is
I
not a
cooked
herb.
grass once, but it was a different kind of grass. Definitely was not a herb. And I don't remember the 24 hours after it very much either.
Oh, are we all sorted? Are we all happy on the terms? I mean, it seems reasonable. It seems above board.
One of the best offers we've had for some time.
Now we're heading to Yeti Preserve.
Yeti Preserve on Vesk 2.
Yes.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, it's one of the 2 Vesk planets. Vesk
One
2
of the Vesk planet that the ranch isn't on. That's where we're going.
So you're
One
in
another.
orbit around Vesk 3. You're going to Vesk 2. I do wish they'd come up with more imaginative names than Vesk 1 and Vesk 2 and Vesk 3. It's just like, if one of them
would make it easier, but it's actually hard.
yeah, because it's like, what's the home of the Skidamanders? And is that the planet they're going to? Anyway. So yes, Trix, make me a D6 roll.
Please roll lower than a 6. 3.
It takes you 2 days or day and a half to get in orbit around Vesk 2.
Boom.
Nice.
You do a quick search on the local infosphere, and you find Yeti Preserve, and you plot a course to land. And that is where we're going to end the stream this week.
Really important question before we wrap up. Is a day and a half enough time for Flimsy to fabricate 4 cowboy hats?
I was just thinking.
You can spend a day and a half fabricating 4 cowboy hats.
Excellent stuff.
Actually, make me an engineering check as well.
It also functions as a cargo hat. Oh, it's a 14 from Flimsy.
It's just the hat you managed to make. You do sort of like think about making some chaps and some cowboy boots, but by the time that you finish sketching up those designs, Trix is like, "We're here."
Maybe for the return trip.
It's perfect. It matches my cloak, and for once, my cloak won't be out of place.
Oh,
I'm
Jahir's gonna
excited.
look badass with the cloak. And
We're gonna need to get you one of those really long pieces of grass that you can just, well, I don't know. You Kasatha kind of wear masks under there, don't you? You can just stick it in your cloak and it looks like you're chewing it.
This is going to be fun. This is going to be more fun than eviscerating things. Can't wait.
Oh, I think Jahir's about to find a pacifistic pastime.
Oh wait, we're delivering them alive?
Yes.
as many as we can alive.
Oh right, I missed that bit. Okay.
We don't get paid for dead ones, sadly.
It's the whole talk about Defric's heads. That's what got him, I think.
Yeehaw! You just see him running around with his hat on, all excited.
All right. Thank you for joining us this week. I have been and will continue to be Karen Russmore. You can usually find me over on my channel, twitch.tv/Karen Russmore, where I will be resuming my usual streaming schedule this week and going forward on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Flimsy.
Hello, I'm JStation64, and you can usually find me on Thursdays playing some No Man's Sky as we crack on with Sporky, and then on Saturdays, 9:30 a.m. UK time, where I'm playing Badman Arthur Morgan. I might do some practice, get some wrangling in, ready for Monday.
Hi everyone, I'm Krifu Bernal. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram and on my own Twitch channel at Krifu Bernal. I will be here on Wednesday on my channel with some more Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And I think we might be streaming on Friday a character creation session for next week's EU Happy Hour for our Tales from the Loop game.
I might also be involved in that, so somebody needs to remind me.
So you'll see most of us here for that. If you enjoyed the stream today, check out Manapot's calendar and our Discord for all of our awesome streams.
And Trix.
Yo, I'm Crit Commissions. I do artsy things across various social media platforms.
And finally, Jahir.
I'm Retro Ted. You can find me on twitch.tv/Retro Ted. I mainly play older games. I'm currently working my way through Icewind Dale. We've just started chapter 3, and our next episode is 7:30 on Wednesday, GMT.
All right. Thank you, as always, for joining us this evening. I hope you have had fun. And until next week, taddy bye.
Bye.
Bye.